Controversial businessman Katiso KT Molefe has been denied bail by the Alexandra Magistrate's Court. The court cited a number of concerns, including the increased risk of Molefe evading trial following the multiple murder charges that he now faces. Molefe is accused of masterminding the murders of DJ Sumbody Sefoka and his two bodyguards and Soweto businessman Hector Buthelezi, also known as DJ Vintos. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi has been following this case and joins us now live. Well, Linda, good afternoon to you. Katiso Molefe was definitely not happy about this. How was his reaction?
Well, for most parts of the proceedings, he remained emotionless, stoic in the dock, did not take a seat today. As he entered the dock, the proceedings just got underway. The magistrate started reading the judgment, and most of the time really kept a very emotionless face even after the judgment was handed down. But it's quite clear that the court is quite concerned about a number of issues that were raised, particularly during this bail application. And it also cites the issue of the alleged links between Katiso Molefe and his co-accused. You'd recall that the state is alleging that after the murder of DJ Sumbody on the 20th of November, there appears to be WhatsApp conversations amongst the accused talking about, the issue of waiting for payment, and that a particular K should be called to arrange payment. Accused number one would need to call K to arrange payment. The state believes that this particular K is Katiso Molefe, but also that their phones pinged on the 24th. This is now 4 days after the murder. They pinged very close to the house of Katiso Molefe. The court today highlighting the address of two of the accused, saying one of them is based in Roodepoort and the other in Pretoria. Now, these are very far from Sandton, where Katiso Molefe is based. So essentially highlighting also that just after the murder of DJ Sumbody, accused number one had tried multiple times, to get in contact with Katiso Molefe, about 8 calls that were made without any success, which then the court ultimately saying there is an increased what it believes is an increased link to the accused in this particular matter. And because he was released in the Amanswat matter on bail, the charges in this now murder case, which are related to the murder of 4 people, really do change his circumstances. Let's take a listen.
The applicant made several assurances regarding number one's bail application. Now, on the 15th of July 2024, he sent a message to accused number one's wife saying, "Appearance for bail application today. Next court appearance, bail will be granted for him." On the 2nd day of August 2024, the applicant sent a WhatsApp message, "Bail granted," to which the friend replied, "Good work, my brother." The applicant responded, "This is evidence of what teamwork can achieve, my brother." Now, although bail was granted in High Court regarding the Swart case, this court is of the respectful opinion that a lot has changed since then. The current counts are indeed of a very serious nature and can definitely increase the risk to abscond. Very importantly, the evidential link between the 4 accused persons in this case appears to have increased.
So right at the beginning of that bite, Bravi, the magistrate highlighting some of the alleged WhatsApp conversations that to the court appear to create concern around, his alleged influence. You'd recall the state said this is somebody who is dangerous, has no regard for human life, and has influence, and that if released...
And capabilities.
Yeah, so if released on bail could basically evade trial or even attempt to interfere with the witnesses. So the other aspect and the other concern, around KT Molefe is the issue that seems to have come back to haunt him. In 2004, he told the court he was convicted in the UK for being in possession of cannabis. He entered that particular country using a Lesotho passport. So this was a fake passport and he used an alias, right? He was convicted there, but it seems the court is very concerned about that, although this is an old case. And he himself indicated that this is an old matter. I was convicted there, but I've never been convicted within the borders of South Africa. And the judgment of the High Court in Pretoria, which released me on bail after I brought new facts or I brought it on appeal, did not confine me when it released its conditions. It did not confine me to South Africa. So that matter shouldn't really have a bearing on whether or not this court grants me bail. But it seems that particular issue is of a big concern to the court. Let's take a listen.
It is significant that the applicant has a previous drug-related conviction in the UK for the possession of drugs, cannabis, the import of which is prohibited, as it's stated on the UK documents. He also has a fraud conviction relating to his stay in the UK. What is really concerning is the fact that he used a false Lesotho passport, in that case together with a false name or alias to wit David Tebo Lebitsa. Now, although this was way back in 2004, it raises concern of what the applicant is capable of.
So the court is concerned about, what else he's capable of, and looking at all these concerns that it highlighted today, the court was of the view that because his circumstances, and you recall, Bravi, that the legal test here is to prove that there are exceptional circumstances that warrant his release on bail. And his initial argument was that if the High Court could release me in the Amanswat matter, there were exceptional circumstances, I could still be released in this matter because nothing has changed. But the court says, in light of all these charges that you're now facing, in total there are about 5 now, in light of all these charges that you're now facing, your circumstances have changed, and that increases the risk of you absconding. So he has officially been denied bail. The matter is back in court on the 18th of September for a possible, transfer to the High Court.
Well, of course, that matter is not a subject of today's court. Was not a subject of today's court proceedings. This is the same guy who has been fingered by Lieutenant General Mkwanazi as someone who has links to criminality, but also influence in the criminal justice, or how the criminal justice, or some within the criminal justice system have actually conducted themselves. Linda Mnisi, who's been keeping an eye, was at court this morning giving us that update.